in the previous meta on Abyss, teams would play pretty passively offside. They wouldn't fight forward. I think there could be options with the Waylay to, if you're execing into A, fight up into heaven. If you're execing on B, jump over books, fight towards art.
We look towards the B site. A trap in play, 2 players standing by to take this fight. The DRX are going to be bursting through with full force. Waylay already closing the distance and finding some info.
Yeah, we'll be able to retreat back. Camo only just spotted, but it's the openers going the way of DRX, and Trex has been dealt with as well. 2 players on the rotate, but I'm looking at that flank coming out from Freeing. I wonder if he's been heard. I think he has. Padatek just pop flashing back in the other direction, but even just the time that is being bought is going to cause Liquid quite a lot of issues.
At this point, that flank all the way around is probably what's going to seal the deal if the site players don't. One of the things that Tombiz #1 was saying was, Hyunmin, he's got the French buff. He's had his croissant earlier on, his creme brulee, his ratatouille, but now he's gone out of the round and the defuse already tapped. Pressure put on. Kiko lands the shot on the flashback and they need to find the diffuser quick! Just about getting there in time. I need to see that one in a replay because that looked like it was down to a pixel, if not none.
For them to actually make it to the event in the first place, Liquid, on the other hand, champions of EMEA with a flawless 3-0 victory after attending every single international. These 2 teams should, in theory, be at different levels, but we're yet to see Liquid take the board.
Well, this is where that should change. They've got rifles, but they've not got nats. Hyunmin landing that shot from afar, and now Team Liquid on the retake. They're forced into a fight close range against weaker weapons. Camo and Trex do well to start, but it's still a 3v3. The spike planted. The time not quite against them yet. There's still plenty to work with. Great flash from Flashback. And that's going to put the numbers into favor for DRX. 1 HP on Flashback, a drone going through though, and that's going to stop a diffusing. Even going to get the tag on Trex, so more time taken. And as it ticks away, that spike getting closer and closer to its final moments. Kiko traded out, and now Trex in an impossible situation. He has to bait them into a fight. Patience from DRX is what will win the day for them. It's too far gone. He'll make them pay for the round, but it's DRX 3-0.
Yeah, such an important start.
Making waves here in the international scene already in their opening matchup yesterday. So for DRX, a team that has had these roster changes back and forth, you expect them to look a little weaker. And against a Goliath-like Team Liquid, perhaps a fall. But Pacific's #4 is in here, and they are making waves indeed. It's an ambitious play from Nats. Back on the KZ server now, as this one's looking like a 4-0, but that's not a surprise. What will be damning is if it is a flawless round from DRX.
Well, never mind. It's not going to be. Already won, at least for Patatek. Can they do? As of right now, it's not looking very much. They are far enough out already from that spike. They will be able to escape. Nice shot from Patatek. That's at least one. Now the rest have to cross over into the same corner that you already see Marco in. It's whether he can do anything more. And
he can remove the weapon.
Yep. I was going to say, it was going to be close though. Like, he almost didn't hit the point of demise quick enough and then would have just had that into the next round.
Oh, Flashback gets the credit anyways. Ulti's online now for DRX. It's 4-0 up. Oh, there's no need to show that again. And again.
And blocked it.
Oh, Andy.
But those already being removed, it leaves him at the back of the site. Now there is still the cam in the corner, ready to catch them as they walk out, and an immediate dash in, but Trex is ready for it. An advantage taken, and an advantage increased. A second onto Bane. And backside still being hold. They can't have got any further forward. Flashback is going to try and peek this, but, well, that flank yet to really be spotted.
Yeah, in fact, it's not going to have any real impact here, you'd imagine. An element of surprise gone. They know there's a player, but, well, close to heaven. They don't know that he's on the left side, but the walkout is going to come elsewhere towards the spawn. Flashback already watching forward. He'll find his first fade back. Gate crash to fall back on out as the ult is popped. 2 spotted. Fring knows that he probably has a target coming his way. Ready for the fight towards the vents. They're suspicious of it. Swing from Camo gets him. but the numbers kept even as the spike keeps on ticking. This is a round Team Liquid desperately need, and the defuse inside the smoke puts the pressure on. Already heard the half, dropout punish, and this round goes to Team Liquid at long last. They're on the board by a narrow margin.
Yeah, no, it really was.
Well, Camo may look like he has a weakness, but as we get to his POV, you can see Blade Storm in hand. Looking for the fight from far away. Ult comes in a little late from Patatek, so site clearance comes in. DRX able to gather themselves at least a bit of control, you would imagine, but they stall out. Kept back by the smoke. Kept back by the ultimate of Patatek as well, as they can't use their abilities to break through to this site. It's going to cause delay. Camel's down to 20 already. That's a phenomenal spam. And Hyunmin still with a full utility belt. They didn't get caught out. The timing didn't catch them. They'll still be able to have a pretty decent sight hit with that free recon, essentially.
Already. Oh, it's a very awkward fight, and spotting out Camo. He's decided to go aggressive, but he's been caught from behind! The flashback takeover! They were so busy watching where Hyunmin went that they've ended up losing the rest of the site. A singular shock dart kill for Trex. But I'm just looking at Nats. He's not fighting this. He's got no interest. In fact, just going to go sit within his setup. DRX are going to have themselves a 5th round, and it all comes back off. Again, this double duelist, it's just putting... But at least for now, it is a 5-player build-up in towards that A site. Trex has his ult, but is incredibly far away. I don't think he's going to have any impact in this round. And on the other side of things, immediately we'll see the popping of that dimensional drift. That's all the info they need. And they're trying to throw Util just to give nothing for Patatek, but he does survive.
The site being pressured, but around the side comes Patty, still able to find another before going down as the 3 versus 2 comes into play. Hunter's Fury to push them back 35 seconds, but no way to deny this plant now. It will come through, and it's on Hyunmin to find something from here. If he gets this, he's got another Refract online. This could be huge. Or DRX to get back into this play. The drone thought about by Trex, and he'll wish he put it through. A huge punish from Hyunmin, but he falls eventually, leaving Mako alone. It's a great start. His util's been well placed, but now he's got to do it rifle in hand. Nats holding him, and a bullet connects to the head. Team Liquid 6-2.
Have got themselves a 2nd round. As I said, we watched the game earlier, and it was incredibly attack-sided, but as we've learned many a time, applying a single brush to every single team would be madness. Speaking of madness, this is so aggressive from Liquid. They've had enough.
They are not playing like a team that's down 6-2, and that's exactly what you need to see. The spike taken, Bane spotted, and he is dead to rights in this corner. How many can he take with him? And it's only one. The start of the bounce back for Team Liquid in the previous round, and they have skyrocketed to success now. But still, 6-3. They have to lock it down. Being able to change it up, not play just one style. Have more than one hymn sheet to sing from, and then
doing it again.
Find some serious impact. They're being left in the dust. DRX shut down in these last 2 rounds. The same spot, a slightly different seasoning, but the dish is the same. Team Liquid 6-4. It's all about the execute. The well-placed pieces of utility, the dry runs. Well, you can't dry run it if Team Liquid run it down at you. This is going to be a 5-man push. Everybody on... This is madness. Everyone on Team Liquid is pushing. Full aggression. A player up top drawing the eye. Kiko just needs to swing, and he will. Bring down. Paranoia sent through. Ready to swing on the back as the rest of the team, as Team Liquid continue to fry. DRX are in a 4v2. They've lost the spike, but they've got the TP. Mako can steal that spike away, and that's exactly what he'll do. Okay, they've lost a lot of players, but at least they should be able to find a plant.
And luckily for him, the man alongside him has been the hero for this DRX squad so far. Looking for a fight, but look how patient Trex is on the other side. We've criticized him for over-peaking, and this time he won't be caught. Marco in a 1v4. We've seen it once, but not this time. It will be a 5th round for Liquid. A rush B, a rush B, and a rush mid. This might be one of the most unorthodox defensive sides I've ever seen. Oh yeah, very deep peek. Early TP. I had a mini heart attack for a second.
He has updraft.
He has his updraft. Okay. Convergence path used into the B side. Back to that execute heavy style, but it is much more of a retake setup this time for Liquid. They have been caught out on these openers every single time, so they've avoided it completely this time.
Yeah, conceding the space, letting them burn utility, avoiding the fights until it's on favorable ground. Now the rest of the squad comes through to join the fight. Hadatek, the first to draw blood. Yeonmin going to fall at the hands of Camo's Blade Storm, and the B site's already overtaken. We don't have the Hunter's Fury online for Bane, but one away. If he can find a pick, this gives them a huge chance in the round to recover. But it's a 3 versus 5. They need to be firing on all cylinders already. The reveal lands onto Mako. He's got support though. It's Frey swinging through the smoke, but Camo's there to greet him. And Bane, the last man standing under heavy pressure. The defuse already underway. He's got a swing, and there's 2 players to greet him. 6-6. After a dominant start for DRX, it's neck and neck at the half. But it's silence in the crowd as they wait now to see how this will play out. Camo diving deep, but unlike Yeonmin, he doesn't have the ability to fall back without refract. Space taken is committed to. But the B side will be overrun nonetheless. DRX, many players nearby. Flank coming through with the deep A main push already from Fring, but you've got the same thing from Nats as he moves around mid. Yeonmin's there to greet him. And now they can just pause a moment for the retake, but they see DRX are spotting this aggression from Team Liquid. They need space on this attacking side, and so it's straight into the spawn they go. Mako there to greet them, and the right click is kind to begin. Shock Dart is going to drop Bane though and make this a little bit more difficult, but still the advantage with the defenders. Drax boxed in and Kiko shut out.
Yeah, this is where DRX historically have always done their best work, those retake setups. I like how patient they
For DRX, Team Liquid now, they've got to find their footing. Rifles come out. This is their round. Advantage in almost every fight that they take. In fact, it should be every.
Power got tagged quite low early on.
A stinger.
He's got to be very careful. Flashback, just popping flashes through as the team look to try and get in. Marco's managed to find one, but it's Kiko stepping up. They've still got to be careful. As said, this is as about a pure bonus as you're ever going to see. These are low-value weapons, and the more costly this cause is the more rebuys that are needed, and it's definitely starting to get a little bit shaky. Panitak there to seal the deal, but only 2 standing, Mitch. It's not great. He just picked up a...
It's Camo.
Hey, bro, I got a gun for you. I got a gun for you, bro.
Yo, swap real quick. There you go. Stinger given over. But for Team Liquid, they win the round that they should have. But even up against those weaker weapons, it being so close is scary. Camo's gone diving. Stinger in hand. Paranoia sent through, but it finds nothing. And now flashback onto Trex. This is becoming difficult for DRX. They've got full control. Well, what if Team Liquid got to respond? 1 by 1.
Yeah. They are walking into the trap. They are walking into the players. And it felt like, at least with Camo diving in, there wasn't a lot of follow-up behind it. Maybe hoping somebody would give them a gap elsewhere, but it hasn't happened. And now with Nats and Kiko, the last 2 standing. Some would call them cats. But right now, they're meeting the claws of DRX.
Backside play from Mako. He's going to be the only one taking this fight. Kiko has a chance to isolate it, but it's Mako to take him down. Spike went off the map for a moment, but it's right back up there. Fortunately, I don't think it makes much of a difference to Nats. It's about as retrievable either way. Sitting in that laneway, he's locked out completely. And he knows now there's one coming behind on mid. I mean, at this point, the round is done. Yeah. Saving the weapon is pretty much the only choice, especially as we've said before. Look at the ultimates on DRX. Left. A few close.
Of the previous half, it was a lot down to him individually. And there you go, once again, Marco down. There is still another player that they have to deal with. The slow thrown in, but not connected. Refracting back out of the side, but it leaves the teammate alone. Bane has fallen, and Panatek's won a battle with the Ghost.
That he has, through the smoke, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Pure spammage in play. Flashback and Fring left with nothing to do, and, well, I guess I misspoke. I said it's about time to apply the learnings in the next round.
Fair play, Lohan.
Why not start here?
Yeah.
Well done, Lohan and Yaotzin. That is great work.
Standing ahead.
It does also mean that I never want to see Camo taking the light gun again, because getting the opener, I think just again, like the usage of that slow twice in one game, twice.
He knows.
Oh,
He knows. He knows I love him.
Well, 9-8. Oh, flashback almost gone immediately. He's actually still going though. He's taken the angle. The spams aren't going to connect because he's already passed the box. I don't know if they're even going to realize, but he doesn't connect. It's not worked out. Not the start they were looking for. And with flashback gone, again, it leaves an opening on the back of this A site.
Yeah, he might have been able to get away if he hadn't been tagged down to 18 HP at the start of the round. The wall bangs here. I think every shot that hit him was through that box. Maybe he'll be a little more cautious of it in future. Pressure on for DRX. A hold towards this A site with 2, but the info not quite there. Hyunmin already having to fill in that mid gap. The old pop lets them know. All eyes should be on this choke point. This is the spot. That ring holds on too tightly. They'll eventually fall, but the damage is done. Surely Trex tries so desperately to pull it back. Panatek traded out as he's brought back in. Trex somehow walks out with 3. He's left on 2 HP, but it's only Mako up against him. Both players low, and the spike still to be planted.
I've seen this one before. Left. A 1v2 chance for Marco. Nats on the other side. This time he delivers a Trex is on just 2 HP. He's had an insane round so far, but needs a little bit more. 20 seconds left. Marco can just opt to play the time, but he will reposition to perfection. A Red Bull clutch, and this time he gets it done. 1 for 1.
Danger ping on mid. Reveal follows it up, confirming the space isn't taken, but they know that Nats was looking for space around there. Clearly expecting this A hit. Traps already on site. Camo bypassing him. He's up top. Bladestorm hasn't spotted the player on backside. Fring gets the jump on him. Bane with 1, but it's Kiko stepping up for the double, giving Team Liquid a chance to continue drawing breath. A 10-8. 3 versus 3, but it's Nats going walkabouts that gets punished, walking into the whole enemy team. And with the old pop from flashback, DRX have all the info.
Trex, I think he's starting to consider whether or not using that Hunter's Fury is worth it, but Kiko going down, it's not anymore. He needs to win a fight or 2. He had a chance to be the hero in a round prior, but lost the clutch to Marco. Now he sat versus 3, but the only thing really on his side is the time. Converges path, uses walk back into it, and now he's in trouble. Shock Dart could go in, but there's not really anything else he can do other than try and spam a bullet or 2. Solid ult usage from DRX, and they will find their way up to 11. I also want to query.
Was the attack side too?
But it was also a very early start for DRX, and then a comeback for Liquid. So I'm not going to count any chickens just yet. Hunter's Fury put through. Camo is completely blinded at the back of the site, and when he does finally escape the Hunter's Fury, he is executed. Already 4 players in a fast rotation from DRX. They've been good at the retakes thus far, but this time they have no plans to retake.
Lands and goes, okay, now what do we do?
Yeah.
There's no one here, what do we do? And that's when DRX execute back out and take him down. They don't have the ability to punish like that when you're Team Liquid because you're playing against Hyunmin on the waylay. He's able to constantly get in, land, go, we've got the info, fall back, and then go, hey, what do we do now? And that benefit is leagues above what is being brought to the table by Team Liquid here. And you need to see other ideas. And we're not really. Even there, when Camo goes down, seconds later, there's still 4 players in main. They're not able to actually do anything about it, and even saving seems to be an impossible task as they get run over by DRX. Flattened in a flawless round, and 12-8 the score on the board. Match point for DRX on map number 1. 4 rounds in a row needed for Liquid. And on this attack side, it has not been kind. This isn't like the first series of the day. It's a completely different flavor. Dive in from Camo. Does well to find 1, but an immediate punish comes through. DRX, they are holding strong across the map. It doesn't matter which battleground they have to fight. Full control for the defensive side, and with 40 seconds left, the final threads fraying from the loom on Abyss.
Again, they look like they're running into a brick wall. 1 player will take the charge, and this time, that 1 player fighting alone has actually managed to even up the score. Kiko's done well, but there are still 2 players waiting on the other side. Kiko has TP into his own smoke, just trying to garner a little bit of extra space. Hyunmin is well aware of it, though. And the other 2 players still trapped in main. They want to try and swing this together, and they will, but Marco's still here. 12 seconds left. They know where the remaining players are, but sticking this button is going to be difficult. Kiko had to body block it down. Nats is all that remains, and he remains no more. DRX are going to be there and back on the international stage with a first map.
For example, and I think here on Bind as well, especially fighting the backside A, I think is going to be something I'm going to be looking at here in the first half for DRX. But if Team Liquid are going to go to a map 3, I have to focus on Nats. This is a map.
Definite opportunities. This is the man I'm looking at, though. Because I don't think I've ever seen Nats have 2 maps that bad, ever. And this is his map.
This is the one. The recovery for Team Liquid. Hyunmin back to his old tricks. Flashback there alongside him, and Hyunmin with his 3rd kill of the round. His 2nd. DRX in a 5 versus 2. This has gone downhill very quickly. There's your stats powered by AWS. 24.6% of the time, Team Liquid are getting the spike defuse, and in a 2v5, I imagine that stat's even worse.
This is going to be tough to try and break back into. It's mostly going to come down to mistakes, and I want to give credit in the last map as well to DRX. They weren't really making silly errors. They were looking like a well-oiled machine, and well, it is a flawless pistol round to kick things off. I believe that's 3 for 3 as well in terms of the pistols so far this game. What their opponents are doing, they've got to adapt on the fly. And well, a very aggressive start to this round. Camo's the only one that's really invested anything into it. A cheeky Bucky. A very, very passive hold from the side of DRX. You can kind of understand why, but this time it's a little bit different to the last buy we saw in their bonus. They were going heavy on those SMGs, and sure, they've got 1, but a couple of pistols mean that they can afford casualties, but also in the next round, they'll be able to afford some extra rifles as well.
That's exactly it. Last time it was all about securing that 2nd.
They're so ready for it.
A map with so much range. Now they can afford to have those weaknesses, if you want to even call them that. Certainly not in this fight. There's the Bucky. Finding 1 difficult to use when you're having to reclaim space, but it'll at least get off to a good start. Problem is, I don't think there's much to be upgraded there.
Spike planted.
Kiko might be able to grab something. Bane is not aware of him by the looks of things and comes to clear it and loses his life. Camo with another. This is now getting very dangerous. What's left is still Hyunmin. He has been huge, and Mako really heated up towards the end of the last map. It's Hyunmin to find one, to fall back now, create the space, force uncomfortable fights. It's a classic and a Bucky. All you gotta do is make sure you're far away, but Nats taking down Mako, puts the pressure on Hyunmin. Defuse underway, Bucky guarding short, and it's Camo 3rd! An immediate response from Team Liquid in round number 2.
But the fact is, his multi-frag was necessary in this round. And now, well, this is where DRX finally have rifles of their own.
They're not afraid to let Liquid know. An immediate headshot from Flashback. Puts this into a 5v4. That was the orb claimed by Camo. He's got himself a showstopper for the next round. And this would be the exact round you wanted in. Good housekeeping early on from the attack side. The push in towards Hookah could be a little dangerous. Point of contact is going to be Trex, but he is baiting for Kiko in the corner. The problem is he goes down, so now they don't have to clear that right side, and Prowler comes in. That's Kiko shut down. DRX are walking their way into this site. Patatek, the only one standing in their way now, and a flash, sure to blind him. He dodges it just about and at least claims 1 more. But it looks like an impossible position for Nats, who's coming off the back of a pretty rough start in the previous.
This is where DRX have been tough to beat. Falling back, holding together, and while making his way through that smoke was never going to happen. An immediate response. This is where we wait to see if there's a response. Now, something that Liquid love to do is this deep smoke, deep flash, pressure down. And that's what they look to do again.
DRX are ready for it, but the showstopper causes issues. The flash is perfect from Trex. And a dominant round from Team Liquid. And we saw this on the previous map as well. Sometimes they just want to take the fight to you, defensive side, but they're playing the attack. Coming out of Team Liquid, but DRX now, still with rifles, still with those big ultimates. One away from Spring having the Viper's Pit, and it's going to be Orbital Strike immediately, covering off that backside of Lamps as they go in to clear it. Plant can now be secured. Spans through the smoke, always going to be dangerous. Trax finding that extra information and clearing out all this space, but when they see so many of the players from Team Liquid flooding into the A site, ults being committed, the TP is taken, and DRX go all the way out to the B site. Easy plant. That's a great adjustment, thinking on their feet.
Yeah, and look at the ults they have as well. Convergence path can completely stun up the players. That's immediately going to be used, in fact. That's 3 players that are just stuck in the spawn. The nade has been used just to try and quell any aggression, but DRX have no interest. Oh, we got a 5v4. We don't need to take the risk. Seeker's used on the other side to garner that extra little bit of space, but now the Viper's Pit hits onto the spike. This is a losing battle, or so it's seen. Liquid somehow striking back. Fnatic with an immediate double, and a spray through onto Bane leaves one. Freeing. He should be able to deny the first. Needs to at least try, and has done so, but Nats is there in response. Time-wise, there will be...
Oh, it's close!
Oh, just about enough. But
we'll see if momentum and fate will finally choose a side.
I don't think so. From everything we've seen so far in this match.
Game of tennis.
It seems like we're going to spend the whole game on juice. And only a final advantage will be found at the end. Again, the Stinger has been a real irritation for Liquid. Nade will do some damage onto Marco, but he will be able to escape. Post-plant with a Molotov, a Seize as well, a Snakebite. Like, they've got some post-plant utility to play with here. They don't, however, have guns.
Yeah, with the pistols, you think you even want to put that Viper's Pit in. It's usually not the play. Baiting out that utility already. You can see Grim Molly goes up, but it takes so long to land. They want so much time, and it doesn't matter. They're doing it with the pistols. A MasterCard Thrifty. I thought they've got enough utility to buy time to make it close, but that was anything but close. They meet too much resistance, but 45 seconds left. Dash comes in, Refract online, first player spotted, stunned as well. Now they can try to close in that distance. That's exactly what they're doing. Trax under so much pressure. Fnatic tried to help him out, but he ends up falling at the hands of Mako and DRX. They're pushing into this site where Kiko's falling for the decoy. Everything going the way of the attacking side since they pulled those sheriffs out in the last. And Team Liquid, yeah, the snake bites landed, a little bit of damage. Great, but it's time to save these weapons. No contest. It's 5 for DRX.
Nothing that can really be done at this stage.
But Paddy caught in this transitional period between taking the fight and falling back. It's an easy pick. And we can't see it be fed to DRX like this. 2 rounds in a row and a chance for an 8-4 half. With how these rounds are going, with where the economy's at for Liquid, it should at least be a lead for DRX in the end, with ults online for the next. Mainly looking at Mako, he should have that orbital strike, and no one's close on Team Liquid. Oh, I thought that's an info dive. He's full committed. Still go back.
Sticking it for now. He is going to try and go back, and there isn't really anybody that can punish from this angle. It's a solid start though. Nats now goes down, but bear in mind there were some severe weaknesses, and now Camo's coming in from behind. He could just end this round, but it's whiffy. It's really whiffy. Luckily, he's got Kiko to back him up, and Trex has managed to find one with a ghost. It doesn't end up going wrong for Liquid, but it very nearly did.
So yeah, DRX hitting all their shots. Sometimes for Liquid, that's not the case.
They are making what is normally his home turf an awkward place to play. And we'll see if he can do it in that second half. There we go. Finally, there's been a missed shot on the other side of things, and Camo gets a little bit of revenge. Poetic justice, you could say. However, there's always a response, and that was incredibly clean from freeing Nats. I don't even know if his head was fully showing.
Well, it was found on the other side nonetheless. That was redemption for Camo to start, but Nats, same old thing. This time less utility involved. It's just the straight up duel that he loses. For DRX, that's a equalization in terms of numbers. It makes this A site much more vulnerable. Only now Trax is swinging out to try to clear that position on short, and I think he's seen some of them. Camo now turns to fight those players, and that's when Fring is going to be striking. Oh, doing damage as Hyunmin finishes them off, but Kiko does well to at least find himself two, leaving it onto Bane. Spike down, 15 seconds. That plant needs to be secured now.
Flash over the top. Second comes out from Sky. This is force Bane into an awkward position, or maybe not. Trex has gone for the fight, and this time Bane, again, he's just going to stick it out. Eventually gets caught by the wingman that was from a player who died ages ago. He must have been running around for a few seconds.
I think he was just about to run out, and he caught a lock-on. He found the player.
Anyway, into the round, an aggressive start, a low weapon or two, and an immediate usage of that orbital strike, a pacey hit, and well, it's gone right past, spotted the players, one of them already being stunned up, and the fight back, Bane's revenge, as he will find a double. Freeing in position, they need to clear him, and they have, gives them a chance.
Oh! Mako and Bane are so low! Nightfall goes through. Both players spotted up there. Info to play with, but Hyunmin, the man with the weight of the world on his shoulders now, his teammates have forced into a fight. The odds aren't looking to be in their favor, but time is ticking. Waiting for the Nightfall to fade. The flash out sees no one. Close left clear, worried about long. Nats finding Mako, but it's Hyunmin finding himself the first, and Bane to swing deep. 6-6, neck and neck at the halftime.
Really.
Oh, he certainly had a good bounce back, as we saw there in the stats from the previous map, where he was being shut down at every turn. A couple of rough openings, but for the most part, this has been night and day. Deep play from Team Liquid. Not afraid to get aggressive, and the full site's already cleared out. They're starting to get an inkling. DRX were doing something. There's no reason to leave A this open, so they expect the flank to be coming through. In fact, Nats expects the flank to be coming through. In goes the snake bite. He will be caught. Push up, but Kiko's watching his back. Team Liquid, a double opening, a 5 versus 3. They know that Mako's here as well. Ooh, but Nats has been tagged extremely low. It's an easy cleanup, but time is ticking.
Yeah, there's so much left to do. Not much left to do it with. The players in lamps are going to cause serious issues, and at this point it's all about orbs. The clock is far too low already, and Marco, well, he's going to at least clean up a few, do a little bit of extra damage, but that is all she wrote. It will be Liquid taking their first pistol round of the series.
An uncomfortable one sometimes, but not a difficult one.
Well, they are currently walking into a 4-man stack, and well, now there's 4-man stacks coming to them. The defense trying to put the pressure on, but Kiko, he is not crumbling. Clean as you like. He's been one of the best in EMEA all season. And the crowd calling for an ace. I will say he is about as far away from freeing as humanly possible. He would have to have the greatest teammates on the planet.
Damage on to Kiko as well. Lined up with Patatek. The chance for the ace is there, but we've seen it before. Patatek stealing the ace.
He's got to be incredibly careful, and that's not really what is needed. In fact, they've had to gamble a second player over to this side of the map. And well, the Tiger's not going to finish him off. We'll see if somebody on the Liquid roster will.
Yeah, the Fangs didn't find him. But they're going to be aware of this position. His best play, wait for the rest of the team. Try to take advantage of the chaos. Hope that Liquid try to respond to the retake by pushing into his space. He can land that shot. But it's a passive play from Team Liquid. Not much utility left, and I think that's certainly of note at this point. Post plant isn't really that much of an option, not as deep as we'll see with this comp a little bit later on, I'd imagine. But Camo does well to find not their first of the round, but their first of the retake, a 3 versus 5. And the question for DRX, do we go for it? Do we risk these weapons with such little economy? And the answer is a clear no. Well, they had the chance to play through the TP from DRX if the pressure was put on there. But instead, they decided to go pushing down. Again, filling back into that space, steps hurt. They've made the right read. There's no utility coming through from Team Liquid. It's a disaster! Marco!
Down A.
He has shut down that rotate. They were expecting a fight around the corner, but he steps through, takes the battle to them, and leaves Kiko in a 1 versus 5. What a game plan from DRX. Well played. The utility spent on B, the gradual fallbacks, the Viper wall up. It made it look like Liquid hadn't a chance if they went there. So they have to go the other way, and that's all part of the plan for DRX.
But you can see as well that that was still the economy of DRX on the brink. Now they managed to win with what was a couple of pistols still there.
With some upgrades as well. Bane coming in late. He'll make it out. Flashback sticks around for 1, and he gets his reward. Camo playing.
Gonna try and claim some additional space. He managed to walk his way. This is the classic. He's walked all the way up. That operator still watching though, and that's taken out Kiko. He's managed to see a man on the other side, but DRX are not looking to fight this. Not looking to give that additional little battle over to Nats. In fact, he's going to go walking through, taking so much damage as he does, but his goal is not to fight these players, it's to get into the backlines. But look how prepared DRX are for this. They now have players watching from either side.
Orbital strike going to completely deny the plan. Trek's taken down as well. He'll go down with the ship, with his wingman, and the op on flashback catches Nats. All that posturing, and it leaves them with nothing. And for Patatek, yeah, he is way out of position. Trying to play a super late lurk, but when the whole team crumbles like that, all you can do is save.
Yeah, he needs to.
Digging deep in terms of their economy to make that happen, and look at the reward they found. 1 round between them. Orbital strike online, and you know what? It's going to be used, sent in onto Bane, but it's only a trade, and they've lost Camo. The man who would have taken that orb and been 1 away from the showstopper. Instead, he's still 1 away, but it's going to have to be saved for the next round. And with credits where they're at, that's not ideal.
It's a successful ult combo. At least they don't go a man down, but it's a heavy investment. We now sit there looking at a patient DRX. You've got the operator locking down the other side, and Hyunmin again is going to go looking for information, but he's managed to take quite a bit of control. They've stuck themselves in towards Zuka, but have left themselves stuck in the mud. Even still, they hold the line! An absolute shutdown of the Liquid push. They might get caught by the flashes, but it means absolutely nothing.
I actually don't know who broke the Gecko flash that came through. I think it might have been Fring, but that was so important.
30 seconds
Those players were going to be dead to rights.
And well, what a change that seems to have been. Flashback able to go over to the duelist, and Bane. That's the second round in a row we've seen him just spam through, and this time, well, there's no orbital strike to try and balance that one out.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, he's the one with the ultimate, and that confirms no one's here anymore. The A site's the right place to be. Hyunmin starts to rotate around. He's now going to be here to help out with this push if it does come down here, and the big problem, the op in that corner. Trex is stuck. He has to face him. He has to cross him. And you don't cross flashback without paying the price. But Bane, in a 5v3, walks down B long. That's left the B site wide open.
Yeah, the thing is, Nats doesn't know that. He doesn't know how much of a commitment there was, so they still have to be patient, but eventually will get themselves in onto the site. Flashback, having that dimensional drift available, will be able to get themselves into post, but the plant not given over to Camo means he doesn't have that ultimate online yet. They're trying to put the pressure on. He needs a kill, and he'll find it.
There we go.
Now that's the showstopper. Immediately puts into play, but he's trying to find a target, and he'll get it. Hyunmin down, giving them the advantage once again, and Camo's taking over. Just the one standing, but that one is Flashback. He has been a man to deal with, and a rifle picked up with the remaining 2. So passive, so patient. He's expecting that they're towards long, but both players are going to be swinging from the same position, and only the first is needed. Camo saving the day, and Liquid. There to be some level of aggression. And what they're correct, they just haven't found it yet.
It's going to be B long, I think. While the Tiger sent through on A, you can see Camo posturing, ready to push on up. In goes Thrash. A lot of pressure on A, but Spike's still in spawn. From DRX's perspective, this looks like a hit, but I think the rotate to B is far more likely. They'll pick up that spike and rush on in. Hyunmin finds 1, but Patatek is good for the trade, and he's just a distraction right now. He is drawing their eyes, but DRX haven't full rotated. They've left Mako on this side of the map. Bane's been holding on to control of B long. They're suspicious of this play, and rightfully so. Bane will find his reward. Mako needs to be patient. Play this one with his teammate, and Bane is the one to find the pick. They can swing together on Kiko. Spike down, 12 seconds as the rest of DRX arrive. They will not fall for Liquid's bait. It's DRX, neck and neck again.
Yeah, they're reading this game incredibly well. The goal from Liquid has been to try and have that push and pull, sell the fake in.
The scoreline of Deuce, the back and forth. Someone's got to crack the code eventually.
Again, the saturation's going to slow them on their take. Freeing in the corner will be dealt with immediately. Yeonmin needs to go big and doesn't. Immediately taken down, and they've even managed to remove Bane. The problem is, Marco's still standing. Nats with the pit, and the spike wasn't necessarily committed to this side of the map. In fact, it's incredibly far away. It'll have to be a little bit perplexing to the other side. In fact, they are now going to take it into the B side. The Viper's pit ended up just being a ruse, but that feels much more like a mid-round call. You've dealt with Bane. Now you got a post plant.
But the damage here, well, the AWP has been picked back up, but it makes it a lot closer than it might seem. Patatek and Camo have been able to tuck away, though. They've been able to claim their spots to fight from. But Liquid need to be so careful not to overpeak. DRX already finding the opening.
Again.
They baited Mako into the open with the tap. Another tap coming through. The scars of the previous round where the defuse was stuck. Still showing here, he needs to pick! Mako! Stop the defuse for the Red Bull clutch! 12 for DRX! One away from Showstopper, sure. That could help. The flashback's got a victim in mind. It's the Showstopper himself, stuck in the corner, and Op watching his crossback. He's stunned too. The flash goes in. They know there's two players here. Blood in the water. The DRX are hunting it down. Yeonmin catches Camo. That was one of the main things the Team Liquid could rely on. The Showstopper, if found, could change the course of this round. At least give them a leg up, and instead, they are falling.
Down B.
One by one, till it's a 5v3, a 5v2. DRX on the cusp of taking this series. A series everybody would have favored to Team Liquid at 2-0, the likely result. And look at them now.
30 seconds
They're called the masters of the group stage for a reason. The 5th, 6th spot has always had their name on it, and that means they need to make it out of the groups, but they're looking to do it in style. Kiko is all that stands in their way, and of course it's flashback to deal the final blow. A late change for this roster, and a change that seems to have brought them right back to the tip top of the Tier 1.